Outcome is ultimately the goal of why the project was created. And an outcome is, I want 100 pints of blood, or I want revenues, or I want loyal customers. I don't want customers to leave. I want them to keep coming back. And if they can come back 2 times a month, then great. An output is that thing that you do, whether you're rendering a service or you're rendering a product or a result that will lead to the achievement of that outcome. Let's change the example. Let's use the example of a loyalty card. So we sell clothes. We're a clothing company. We manufacture them, and we create men's and women's clothes and that stuff. And so we created, leaders decided we're going to go create a loyalty program. And the loyalty program will be in the form of points, and the points will come to a card. And when you've gathered enough points, you will use it to redeem beautiful, wonderful stuff, right? But understand, the outcome is not the loyalty card. The outcome is not about the points or the redemption of the points. The outcome is, go ahead, say it, I'm listening, loyal customers. And so even before you scope out the output that you're going to deliver to your stakeholders, have you spent enough time talking to your stakeholders? What is the outcome that we envision the project to deliver? Because many organizations, depending on the stakeholders, they have many interests, right? And fundamentally, those interests has to be aligned, and the trade-offs need to be made so that there's clarity for the project, or so that there's efficiency in the way it'll be delivered. That outcome in a loyalty card project is loyal customers, and therefore we need to define what is a loyal customer. What does a loyal customer look like? Does he come 2 times a month, 3 times a month? If he comes only once a month, is he no longer loyal? And therefore we'll develop the mechanics of this loyalty program so that it is for only people who comes twice a month, because otherwise we don't treat you as loyal necessarily. It's when you start to waffle and say, well, yeah, but, that you lose the whole principle of what the output and the outcome is. And your project is in trouble already. It hasn't even started. So let's take a look at the output. The output could be a card, or it's not just the card, but the system, the IT, the technology system that comes with it. And maybe it also includes the other merchants that will participate in your redemption program, who are willing to trade, with you for, so that it can be redeemed, right? And there are many loyalty programs out there, and that's not what this is all about, but this is about understanding the difference between what is an outcome and what's an output. One of my favorite examples in the classroom is that island down south. There's an island down south. They've been warring for decades, for 100 years. Many parties are fighting each other. They're fighting the government. They're fighting each other. They're fighting, warlords and civilians. And it's just not been peaceful in this island. And so the outcome I wanted was, and I know what I want peace in that island for 100 years. And so one of the managers says, boss, I'm going to open schools there, because, when they open schools, kids will go to school, they will learn, and over time, they will realize that shooting each other is not a good thing, and so there will be peace on earth. The religious guy says, I will convert them to my religion, because in my religion, killing is no good and hurting each other is no good, and so they will be, and we're peace-loving in our religion, and so I'll set up some churches, and the churches will bring peace forever. 100 years. And then the other one says, hey, boss, I'm going to go and drop an atom bomb. Because when I drop an atom bomb, no one will fight, because they're all dead, right? It kind of reminds you of Chernobyl, right? I imagine the crime rate in Chernobyl is quite low. Funny, and not so funny. But that's the exaggerations is just so you can understand the concept of what is an output versus the outcome. The outcome is peace for 100 years, and there are always prices to be paid. There is a price to be paid when you decide to change their religion, or a price to be paid when you have to build a new bridge or a new road, and there's a simple, diplomatic approach, which is let's go get everyone together into a table. Let's go sign a piece of paper that we will have peace, and it will hold for maybe 100 hours. but that is an example of what project management output and outcome is all about, and it's very critical that you know this.